Now, when I first got the R1 Crossplane, Karen had an instant nickname. She called it Big Blue. Now, she's a New York Giant football fan, big time, and I think she stole their name. I hope I don't get sued over this video, but she's always referred to the R1 as Big Blue. Now, we're going to go out on the open road today. It is a heavenly day. I hope you'll be able to join us for the ride, and in a perfect world, you can watch it on a widescreen TV in full 4K, or maybe while your boss is paying you to do something else. Today the weatherman says it's going to go to 60 degrees. I am really thrilled. I got up super early today, got the bike ready, got it all pre-flighted, gassed up the night before. I want to get out on the open road as soon as possible. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful day. Now, when you've had a bike 15 years, and I have, and I've made so many little changes to this bike, and there's very few parts of the bike that I've not changed. In fact, there's been a lot of parts that I've painted. There's several carbon fiber parts I've made, unique parts. I made my own tail tidy. Among other things, painting the wheels was a monumental project. I made 2 seat cowls, and they're made from wood, composite filled wood. And all of the emblems on the bike I had custom made. They're not the ones that come from Yamaha. And there's just a million little details on this bike that every time I ride it, I look around, I think, it took me a long time to do it, but I'm so happy I have it in my garage right now on a day like today. But first, we're in the time of the year we have to feed the fish. We have to do all our yard work. We're in the middle of doing a garden right now. And as you can imagine, this is Karen's pride and joy. We got some new roses this year. We have some new flowers we've never had before in the yard. But once that's all done, it's time to get out on the open road. Once we get done with our city riding and getting up to the riding area and riding on Route 80, this is where the R1 Big Blue really comes into his own. Back roads, oh, this is just couldn't be better. On this bike, this is the way I have it set up. It really loves the back roads like no other, and I'm not sure what you could do to make this bike better. If I found something, probably a quick shifter would help and traction control would help. But even the way it is now, it just really is entertaining to ride. Now, some of my friends have their 1000cc bikes set up to get out on Route 80 and lay down on a tank and go in a straight line. This bike's exactly the opposite. It really loves the back roads. And the feel of the Crossplane engine. It is totally different than the FZR, even firing 4. A Crossplane engine just has a totally different feel, totally different vibration. It's great. Now, I know in the past I've owned bikes that after a year or two I kind of got bored with them, and they never got better than the day I bought them. This bike has gotten better every day, and all the mods I made to it, all the time I spent, just worked out great. Now, a nice thing about Big Blue is he's aged along with me, and I've changed my lifestyle some, and he's changed over the years too. And I could just, if you start at the front of the bike and go to the back, the wheels, painting the wheels, those nose cowls where the headlight used to be, molding them up was a giant job. The radar detector, the seats that I made for it, the little cushions, the high pad, the low pad, the carbon fiber muffler covers. There's just so many little details on this bike. The tail tidy, custom one of a kind from a mold. Every part of the bike that I modified, even the handlebars, even the clock, every little part just makes the bike more my bike. Painting the wheels silver changed the whole look of the bike. Now, many years ago, when we used to do most of our riding in Harriman Park and Bear Mountain area, the noise didn't matter. I had a very loud and exhaust system that I made, a carbon fiber exhaust, and it was loud, it was rumbly, it was cool, but it doesn't work for me up in this area. But no matter what exhaust you have, I love the sound of the crossplane. Again, so many little details that you don't notice some of them until you really look close. And those nose cowls, those headlight replacement nose cowls, the super, super bright LEDs. Thank you, John Pothia, for finding them. They are just perfect for this bike. And one of the labors of love, polishing that exhaust system up. Being honest, the whole bike was a labor of love. Now, because my friend Guy was complaining about the mileage on his Aprilia, I haven't been real conscious of the mileage, but I did the test today, and it comes out to about 35 miles a gallon, give or take 1 or 2, but I know it's not like the MT-09 at 50. Definitely not. And this bike just begs you to keep riding it. Just keep riding. And I keep harping on it, but it is the sound. When you're riding the bike, the sound of that crossplane is very, very unique. Totally different than a 1, 2, 3, 4 four-cylinder engine. Totally different. And for 15 years, that has never not entertained me. Now, Big Blue made this day fly by, and all that's left is our relatively boring ride back to the house. Well, Big Blue, 15 years, it's been just as much fun as you can have. I never regret getting this bike, even though it doesn't have traction control. It still scares the bejesus out of you every time you get on it again. A lot of fun, and always, the night before the ride, all you think about is So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button if you did, and thank you so much for watching.